Hello, this is my Origami Rat project. I think it is very simple to do, and you only need a few things. Mainly, you just need paper, a pen is optional, and glue is optional. This is something I learned how to do a very long time ago, and I remember teaching it to a bunch of other kids in a daycare kind of setting, and it's just, I don't know where I learned it from, but I have never forgotten how to do it, so I am going to show you how to do this. It is going to be a little bit flipped, but hopefully you can understand the steps in the way that I see it, and you can follow along. It'll just look like a different perspective for you. So first things first, you're going to need a piece of construction paper. I suggest the standard 8 by 11, and you're going to need to make it into a square. I call this method the square and tear. So you're going to take one of the edges. I'm trying to do this opposite so you can see how to do it. And you're going to take one of the corners and fold it down until it is flush with the opposite side. So edge to edge. Give that a good crease. Then take this other loose edge and fold it down to the bottom of your crease. You might need to flick out that little corner right there. It likes to stick. You should have a triangle over a rectangle at this point. Next, you're going to flip it over and fold that rectangle up to where that edge is. And give that a good sharp crease. I like to use my glue stick to give it an extra firm bit of a press. And then fold it the opposite way. Crease press. And then you can use scissors for this, but I prefer to just tear it, putting your hand on the stable side and the side you want to pull away from. You should really only end up with like a little bit of burring. Shouldn't be too bad. It's okay if it rips along here any further because it'll just add character. This part you can either throw it away or you can use it to make more squares and make smaller rats later on. After that, you're going to have your point facing up and away from you. Fold it open. Now you have a point facing towards you. Take these two corners, fold them inwards to that point to where their edges meet in the center. You now have a square again with the openings right here. Fold this up. These two loose pieces, fold them up all the way to the top. So their middles meet and their points are flush with that top part. And then you're going to fold it down just a little bit. I like to use my fingers as like a little bit of a spacer. Fold them down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Do that on the opposite side too. Should now have a smaller square here. And these will eventually become the ears of the rat. All right. Make sure everything's nice and creased. Always want to do that for origami. All right, then flip your whole project over. Keep that ear side up. Take these 2 points on the left and right and fold them inwards. And you're going to have a flat edge on the left and right, creating a diamond-like shape. Do that on both sides. It's going to get a little harder to fold now, but it's okay. I believe in you. So fold both those in. It's okay if they don't quite meet in the center or if they overlap a little. I'm a bit of a perfectionist though, so I'm gonna finagle it until it looks better. There we go. All right, now they're mostly touching in the center. Just massaging it out to make it nice and flat. All right, this part's a little hard, so that upper edge, you're going to leave that alone. But this part right here, you're going to try to move it inwards and fold it to where this edge meets in the center. Now, I have done versions of this where I fold it one more time inwards, but it is very difficult. I don't really believe you need to do it, but it is an option at this point if you want to fold it in one more time. Instead of doing that, though, we're going to Z-fold. So by doing that, where this edge is right here, you're going to fold it up to where it's a nice flat edge right there, and then just a little bit left over, so just a little bit, not all the way. We're going to fold it back down. This is called a Z fold because it makes the letter Z. All right, make sure that's nice and creased. All right. Now, because this is going to pop open and is not going to want to stay, you're going to add some glue. If you want to glue it just all over that open area. All right, and then taking that whole central crease, you're going to fold it in half. And try not to rip it like I just did. Right, making sure that Z fold stays tucked in the body. All right, almost done. This is the body of the rat. I did accidentally rip it right here on the tail, but it just adds character. So here's the nice looking side. Well, nicer looking side. This construction paper was relatively cheap. Okay, anyway, so here is the main body and tail of your rat. There's the ears as promised. Last part, you're going to take your finger and open up these spaces in the ears and press them open on both sides. Once you get it open with one side, you can take your thumb and press it in the other side. And then you can take your other fingers and press it from the top. And pinch, pinch, pinch. And shaping those little ears out till they're nice and rat-like. All right. And then in here, since it is going to want to pop open, you can add some more glue. Right behind the ears, right inside this body cavity. Pinch it closed. If you're using the purple glue like me, it will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about overshooting it. Then pinch it until it's nice and dry. If it did rip on the tail like it did for me, you can add a little glue. Add that back on there. Thankfully, this glue dries relatively quickly, so you don't have to wait super long time for this project. But essentially, there is your rat. Now you can take your pen, you can draw a little face on it. little eye, a little bit of a nose, and a smile. And there you have it. You have a little rat friend. Super duper simple. I suggest making a whole army of them. That way they have friends. But yeah, teach it to somebody else. Pass on the tradition of making a little rat army. Show somebody else, and maybe they will teach somebody else, and the rats will take over the world as little paper pals.